What is happening, guys? What
What's
is
up?
happening, guys?
Oh man, it's nice to see some faces.
Yeah, I know it's weird in this whole quarantine thing. You know, I'm still going into work. I know you guys are still working via Zoom and stuff, but like it's still weird to like not have that actual human interaction normally. It's episode 342 of Pass the Gravy, and we're doing another bonus quarantine episode, and I got one of my favorite local bands on for the first time. This is long overdue. It's the guys from Highdive. We got Kyle and Zach. What's happening, fam?
What up? Thanks for having us, dude. Appreciate
I
it.
felt like I just did two intros there.
It's funny. It feels like I've been on the podcast like many times now, I guess, because we've done stuff together, but we've never actually, hung out on the pod.
Yeah, Kyle is
this is
Kyle. Y'all have played at two Christmas spectaculars we've done. Y'all played at like our first live one. Y'all were the first live band we ever had at Packard's Pub.
Oh yeah, wow! I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was crazy. We had to there was a guy I think our sound guy walked out in the middle of y'all's performance, and then we fired him, and now Kyle has run sound at all of our live events because Kyle pays attention and isn't just gonna leave. But then Kyle has run sound yet our live stuff, and then Kyle played at our last Christmas spectacular again, and yeah, it's pretty tight. So we've kind of got some interaction, and Zach, we've met one other time before, so it's good.
Yeah.
Good to finally have you guys on. I'm hoping that more people that listen to the podcast will now start listening to you guys because I've been trying for a long time. Yo guys, check out fucking Highdive. They're dope. And I've been trying to get you on the buzz. It still hasn't happened yet. I'm working on it, guys. So how did you guys
we appreciate it.
To give you the most cliche question I'm sure that you guys are gonna love, how did you guys kind of find each other and how'd you get Highdive started?
Zach, take the reins.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the easiest answer would just be, well, we all kind of grew up and went to high school together. So, we all found music, and then, us being in the same school, kind of living in the same neighborhoods, relatively close to each other, we just kind of naturally gravitated towards each other.
Okay.
So that would kind of be the most straightforward answer.
So that's the less exciting side of the story. The more fun part of the story is that me and Zach grew up together, went to middle school and high school together, and I was scared of him or intimidated by him until after I graduated from high school.
Oh, really?
So Zach was the guy. I was the guy who brought my guitar to school and didn't know what I was doing, and I just wanted to be that hippie kid or whatever. And Zach was the guy who would take my guitar and basically show everybody else that he was better at guitar than me.
Oh, he would guitar cuck you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember this one time we had a science class together, and it was the day he brought his guitar and he was playing. I was like, hey man, have you ever learned this song? And he was like, no, I like it. And I just basically grabbed his guitar and showed him how to play it. And then that was he just was playing it for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So then y'all were a three-piece band, and then I saw y'all have recently become kind of a four-part band, right? Or have y'all always been four-part? I know really what I wanted to ask about first is if you're just looking up the band, you're going to notice that y'all's picture, it looks like it was a male modeling photo that Kyle didn't realize was shirtless, sleeveless shirt day.
Yeah, that's funny.
Did you not feel swole? Because just go look up Highdive. It's y'all's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you look up on social media, that's their profile picture. And it's did you just forget?
I changed it. I changed it yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, you did? Okay.
To, fill you in there. Yeah.
Well.
No, so that's a funny story. We were on. Okay, so I guess addressing the first part of that, the three-piece, four-piece thing. So we actually did start as a four-piece. Our first drummer was another really good childhood friend of me and Zach's. He decided to stop playing music and move to Utah and start a career. He works for Goldman Sachs now. So,
nice.
So that happened. And then we got another drummer, and then our original bass player, stuff happened. He just wasn't having a good time with life, I guess, so we all kind of moved on. Super unfortunate because that first group that we had was real tight. It was good, as far as the vibe amongst everybody. But yeah, so then we got a new drummer and a new bass player, and so I guess we've kind of always been a four-piece, but right now we actually don't have another drummer because a similar thing has happened. So I guess we've had a little bit of bad luck as far as I don't know what's the PC way to put it. Like
I don't know.
Dude, we're
I
not
mean,
mental.
well, fair enough. I don't know. I care about everyone who's ever been in the band.
Right.
I still love everyone, but basically 2 of the people that were in the band previously have had some mental struggles, and for that reason they're no longer in the band. Not because of our doing, but because it just wasn't working for them, or or as a whole unit.
Yeah, I know. I know, Kyle. You've heard me say this before, but I'll say it again. It's playing music, learning how to play an instrument, or just learning how to play. That's the easy part. The hardest part is always finding the right people to play it with, right?
Right.
And so yeah, just they've got different goals, different aspirations, and so that's kind of like why.
No, that makes sense.
Kind of split up.
Yeah. So me and Zach have been playing in bands together for probably since 2013, so 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So we were in another band right after high school together, and then I moved to Austin, and then that ended up just kind of falling apart after a while. And then I moved back to Houston from Austin, and that's kind of when we kicked this Highdive thing into gear. I had been writing some songs and was just like, yo, let's start a band. Let's try it again, And Zach was in multiple other bands between, like, in that little gap. So he kept going, and then we kind of came back together and realized, we had that good chemistry. Me and him get mad at each other all the time, but we worked through it.
Not so much anymore. I feel
yeah, we've gotten better. But what I'm saying is we have the chemistry to, deal with our problems and continue forward.
Oh yeah. I think we both realized what we're doing is bigger than, each individual. So you just gotta put your personal bias aside a little bit.
Yep.
That's why sick bands work out, like if they didn't, then I do think it's interesting when you see like the turnover, like bands like Blink-182, I can't imagine the Blink-182 without Travis Barker. Can you imagine like somehow just like upgrading to Travis, but like this is fucking sweet and shit like that. But it's like, it is interesting to see like the evolution of a band as they go on. But like, I feel like y'all like kind of skated by the picture question also going back to it. Like,
oh yeah, totally. I meant to get there and I forgot. Sorry, we got a little deep there.
No, I know you don't want to talk about it, but let's hear about it.
No. I love talking about that.
Wait,
I don't know how Zach feels about it.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed by it.
It's hilarious. Okay, so that basically what happened on that picture, that was like a bit of a photo shoot. Basically, we were playing a show, and I think
I want to say
San Angelo.
Yeah.
So like small West Texas town, on our way out to like California on a little West Coast run that we did, and I guess we were early. And so we were just kind of driving around this tiny little, country, kind of like, I guess not ghetto, but like almost abandoned, just like ghost town type thing. And so we found this warehouse that had lights, and we're just like, cool, we're bored. Let's go take some pictures. And I was wearing a sweater. It was kind of cold, so I didn't take it off. But we had like dumbbells in our van on tour, because all of us are kind of healthy. We all like to work out and stuff. Zach and JP, the previous drummers, more so than me and Brian, who was the bass player at the time. But they straight up got out and did like a quick pump set, did some push-ups and curls, and then they definitely were flexing in that picture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every run we go on, I try to tell myself, if you can do at least 100 push-ups a day, like that, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of funny how that picture.
Yeah, I mean, the first tour that we went on, we pretty much did it for like 2.5 weeks or so, and me and you kept up the 100 push-ups a day thing for the most part. Like,
just like looking at it, it looks like a CW TV show, like something that could be like y'all were like vampires, but like y'all were personal trainer vampires, and there was like teen love or whatever. Like that's what it looks like. Y'all would be like the main characters of.
Dude, let's write a script. It's a good idea.
I mean, just I'm saying, if y'all are thinking of doing some side projects while stuck in quarantine,
it's the next music video.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Do it and like turn it into it's a musical TV show too. It's like Glee, but also like Vampire Diaries. That's what we need. That'll kill.
Yeah.
That'll kill.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah, that's
make it happen.
what we need.
So you said y'all have been in and out of a bunch of bands. What is the dumbest band name that you guys have like had?
I know mine. It was Sasquatch Explorer Club in 9th grade.
It's a pretty cool band name, honestly. Think like that sounds cool to me.
Okay, so then in 4th grade, I was in a Green Day cover band, and we called ourselves Black Knight.
Okay.
That's pretty epic though. I would have to say
Those aren't terrible, Like,
yeah.
so that's
Fair
not
enough.
bad then. You had some pretty decent ones, I bet.
I was in a little band called the Garrett Ramon Experience.
Hmm.
And then I don't know, Those Like Us has always kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
But
It's kind of
yeah,
cheesy.
it was a weird name, super corny. So
Seems
Those
deep,
Like Us
though.
that was the band that me and Zach were in after high school. Yeah, I don't know where that name came from or anything. Like I don't think there's a story to that at all.
Well, yeah, like band names are so weird where it's like some of them mean stuff, some of them it's just like I don't know, we just thought about this, okay, like that. But like I don't know, the cool, like what do y'all think the coolest band name ever is? And I mean besides Highdive, but because I think Metallica. Is Metallica? It's like that's the music they played. Like they got the name Metallica. It fucking sounds sweet. They play metal. Like I'm not even a big Metallica guy, but like that's the most badass band name for like what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I think genre has a lot to do with it too, because like, there's like Slayer and Megadeth and like all those bands like that. You hear the name and you know what type of music they play, so it's much easier within metal to have like a super fitting dope name. I guess it's just as easy to have a really stupid name in that genre, but
That's true.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I've never thought about that before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I don't really care that much about band names.
The coolest. I don't know. I kind of
sometimes they're just like I'll just check out stuff like Portugal the Man. I got into because somebody was like, "Have you ever heard of Portugal the Man?" I was like, "What the hell is that kind of okay?" Like I'll look at I looked it up just to see like the band name because like what the fuck kind of band is this? And they were dope, and so like that's like literally how I got into them. But just I don't know. I feel like sometimes band names like that looks stupid.
I think my favorite type of names are, I mean, the obscure ones, but very much like that, like alt indie rock, like Two Door Cinema Club or like Tame Impala. Like those names, I think
Tame Impala's a fucking sick name
because they're just kind of so obscure. It's like, how'd you end up with that?
There's a band that I've been listening to a lot recently called Rainbow Kitten Surprise. That's kind of a cool name.
That is tight.
I guess along the same lines as that first band that I mentioned.
I always like band names that are like Gnarls Barkley, that are like twists of like people's names. Like like Dale Earnhardt Jr., and I think now they're just Jr. Like that was a sick name. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was always cool.
Ringo Death Star.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I like those. That's good.
I always like to hear like people that have been in a bunch of bands like what the worst names are, because like sometimes there are just terrible names people have had.
Oh, absolutely.
What else did I got for you guys? Okay, so y'all actually work at School of Rock, which y'all teach music, so that's pretty tight. Like talk about that a little bit, and like how y'all, I know y'all were telling me beforehand that now y'all have had to shift to just like obviously with this whole quarantine thing, you're having to teach online. Like how is teaching online like that? You were testing audio before that. Like how is it finding the right audio quality and everything to do all that stuff?
It's a good question.
Zach, I feel like that was a loaded question. Like, I guess kind of explain School of Rock quickly to people, I guess, if you want to. And
So I mean, obviously, like you said, we're teaching music. Whenever we did the switch originally, going from completely remote lessons, like online lessons, it was kind of a different dynamic, because there's latency with these Zoom meetings. So it's kind of weird for the first week or two, but then I don't know. I felt like I got accustomed to it pretty quickly. As far as the audio thing goes, if you're on a mobile device or like a tablet, you can't do anything. There's like no functionality. But I found that whenever I'm on my laptop, you can go in on the back end and tweak it to where it sounds much more like kind of pristine and doesn't do a whole bunch of like weird stuff with the audio.
So like it does this thing, especially for the kids who don't have any, concept of loud and quiet. It's like they'll get real close to the microphone like this and start yelling. And what the app does, like on mobile, like he was talking about, is it just compresses the sound. So it basically just disappears and they're screaming and you're not hearing anything. But then if you get far away, it's like, can you imagine having a drum lesson over a Zoom call? Like people are having to do that right now. Yeah.
That's insane.
You just have to kind of roll with it, go with the flow. It's like I can kind of plan lessons ahead of time, but there's only so much you can do.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've like seen like lately they've been doing those in-home concerts where
Mhm.
people are doing like for charities and whatnot. And like I saw Lizzo the other night. Like Lizzo kind of wails, and like when you're just wailing into your iPhone, it's like it was like the audio was popping and all of that stuff. And it was like, I mean, I get what they're doing. It's awesome that they're out there like performing, but it's just like the audio quality is never going to be the same. And I think maybe like audio engineers and people like that are going to be a little bit more appreciated when everything goes back to normal. And we're like, oh, those guys kind of knew what they were talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think
sure.
you were kind of touching on it, but Zoom's kind of changing everything right now. Like we had Skype and, all those other things back in the last decade or whatever, but especially with music education and then like having to do multiple person conversation type stuff without that latency, that delay.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be doing lots of stuff on the back end. I'm sure that this program is going to be like insane, in the next 6 months.
Yeah, I don't buy stocks, but I feel like Zoom probably is a pretty good investment
Yeah,
at this point.
probably, yeah.
Agreed.
That's Alex's stock tips.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking stocks with Highdive tonight, guys. Y'all actually, speaking of like live streaming, y'all kind of were on the live stream game before live stream concerts were cool. Because I want to say like, was it the end of last year? Y'all did a Discovery Green performance that was entirely streamed, right?
I don't know if that was streamed actually.
Maybe I think it was recorded and then uploaded. I don't
Okay,
remember.
well then never mind.
Maybe so, yeah.
There goes that.
Or maybe somebody might have streamed it. Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
If that happened, I don't know about that. That'd be kind of cool to see. But I mean, yeah, no, I guess on the note of live streaming, I've been trying to do it for the last 6 months or so, just to entertain people. It's funny that I did it. It's real hard, man. Like we have a roommate. Me and Zach live together in Katy. I'm actually quarantining in Austin though during this time right now. But I have a roommate who's into like the whole gaming thing, and he like watches the people on Twitch, and I just think that's absurd. Doesn't make any sense to me. And he was like, yo, like there's a music sub tab, like you could get on there and just text your friends, and if you get 5 people on, then you'll have 20,000 people on. And I was like, oh cool, that's believable, and so
right.
I tried to get on Twitch a couple times and use Facebook or Instagram Live to kind of bring people over to it, but it's like if you're not a gamer, then I mean maybe it does work for some people. Every time I've gone on there and looked, there's no one watching anybody that's in the little music channel. It's all like whatever games, and I'm not a part of that culture, so I have no idea.
Yeah, with the gaming, I was always like, I like to play the games. Like I don't want to watch somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet KD ratio on Call of Duty, bro. Like I'm not knocking people to do it. I just like the appeal was just, it never made sense to me.
It's funny that you say that. I was having a conversation with one of my friends last night about that, and like I was always the one who would sit back and watch my friends play the game. Not that I wanted to, but just because I had no other option. Because it's like I would try to play Call of Duty, and then I'd see them get like 3 headshots within 1 second, and then it would take me like 40 shots, and I'd have to reload twice just to kill one person. So I was just terrible.
I was never good at like shooting games ever. I was like, I can play Madden. I'll play Madden. I'm about that. Grand Theft Auto's tight.
Same.
Yeah, GTA is cool. There was this game called Test Drive for a while on Xbox 360, I think, or maybe PS3. But it's called Test Drive, and you literally just drive a nice car around like Hawaii.
That's pretty sweet.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
I saw there's a game called Goat Simulator, and you literally just simulate like goats. Like you could be a goat and you can walk around by a pool. Or you could walk around in a field. I was like, that's tight. Somebody made a game and made money on something called Goat Simulator, and that people bought it. But like, I guess if you make it, like we've learned, like if you make anything, like somebody's gonna be into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's like Zach said. It sounds like Sims. It's the same thing,
The Sims was tight. I feel like we were like how old are y'all?
I'm 25.
Yeah, same.
So like, y'all were still like Sims generation. Like I remember like fighting my brother for like who could get the computer and like play the Sims, and then we'd like to take turns playing hour by hour or whatever. You'd lock everybody in the house, see if they died, like all kinds of stuff. Everybody fucked up shit with the Sims.
Yeah. My thing was my whole, I guess the pinnacle of my gaming was Backyard Baseball and Roller Coaster Tycoon in elementary school. That was
Pablo
my shit. Sanchez. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Pete Wheeler and all that. Oh yeah, man.
Vinny Del Vecchio.
I was
the Italian guy.
Yeah.
It's like Halo and Pro Skaters.
Dude, Pro Skater was the shit.
Graffiti. I was bad at Tony Hawk too. I just couldn't figure out how to push 2 buttons at once, I guess.
Well, I was
I
like
sucked
was
at skating in real life, so I would
Yeah,
love Tony Hawk.
So I
Yeah.
I was like real big into skating. So whenever I got my hands on one of those games, I think it was like Pro Skater 3 was the
Mhm.
first one that I
Mhm.
got. I was like so hooked. I was like, if I just play this for the rest of my life, I'm okay.
Yeah, there were a couple of like the snowboarding games that I kind of enjoyed, but yeah, like NBA Jam and shit like that too. Oh, there was also those street games. Remember on PS2 they had like NFL and NBA Street where you could
Yeah.
like
Yes.
knock people out and then
Dude, that
dunk
was
on
tight.
their dead bodies. Yeah, that
It
was
was
a fun
like
one.
Blitz, but like for NBA
Yeah.
too.
Exactly.
So like I guess going back to the band, like you guys, y'all have done some significant amounts of touring. I feel like, right? Like y'all put out the album in 2 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And
Actually, just about 2 years ago, right this time of year.
I believe it was Forget I Called.
Yep.
And so y'all went touring immediately after that. Like how long did you go touring for that? And then like are y'all I guess right now, did y'all have anything planned this whole quarantine had fucked up or anything?
So I'll talk about what we have planned now and then go back to the history
I
stuff.
feel like I'm asking you like 3 questions all at once. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It keeps us talking. It works.
Yeah.
So we right now I am working on what I'm calling a digital tour. So basically, I'm hitting up like businesses that are closed temporarily, or friends of ours who have like a decent following, or like Southern Star, for example, or like music venues, and just being like, hey, let me take over your Facebook Live for 30 minutes and play some songs. Like nothing's going on right now. Any attention for you guys is good. Any attention for us is good. We're all struggling, So it's like a virtual or digital tour of sorts. That's going to be kind of rolled out over the next month or two. So not like an actual tour, but
yeah.
We're just using people's Instagram and Facebook pages like venues across the country.
Oh, but that's cool though. Like in
Yeah.
this day and age, like can you like I can't imagine like if this had happened without like all the technology that we've got available right now. Like I know like Shakespeare wrote a whole fucking play and stuff when he was in quarantine apparently in like the 1600s or whenever it was. But it's like I would lose my shit if I couldn't like if I couldn't work, like podcast wouldn't even be a thing, so I wouldn't really even have this. Like like no, like, how did you do like a Black Plague? Like how'd that work? How'd that fucking work?
Stuck with whoever they were with.
Yeah, it beats me, man.
But with your touring, like what was touring like? Like tell me some of your like crazy touring stories that you guys have had. 'Cause I know there have to be some.
So just to get it out of the way, I'll let Zach talk about it, but just to I guess keep the hopes down low. Touring is not that crazy. Like it can be crazy, but like it's not strippers and blow. It's not fighting people on the side of the road or like getting carried out of a venue. It's more
I also think that's
it's more like terrible vehicles breaking down. What's that, Zach?
I said I also think that's like who you tour with.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Like if you're with Motley Crue, then your tour is probably going to be crazy. But on a smaller level, it's more like do whatever you can to get to the next show,
Well, I'm talking like where you didn't have money. Yeah, you didn't have the money. You had to stop by. You're living on like Cheetos at a gas station and shit like that. Like, what are those like stories? Those are still crazy to me.
I forgot what city we were in, but we were in this like 20-year-old van, and so instead of sleeping in the van,
it was 30 years old. It was a 90.
Was it? Oh
yeah.
I mean, anyways, it was an old van, but I remember one night we tried to get a cheap hotel room, right? So it was late. We played the show, so we kind of hoped that we'd walk in and be like, "Hey, do you have any open rooms that you can give us for a discount?" Just to give you some money, right? You got an empty room. And so I think Brian, our bass player at the time, he went in there to talk to him, and me and JP and Kyle were in the van, and we just heard like just like this loud crack, and supposedly somebody like across the intersection, maybe I don't know what, 20 30 yards,
probably like no more than that. It was probably like 100 yards, but there was like a Waffle House and then a street and then like a Burger King, and we were at the Waffle House and they were at the Burger King.
But yes, I think somebody got shot. There was like ambulance, cops, and everything.
And so we were sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it was just funny because we were unsure. We were like, "Hey, we think that was like a gunshot." And then we all started kind of getting freaked out. Brian walks out and he's like, "We're good to go. Like, we got the room." We're like, we don't know if we want to stay here."
They probably
we're
heard
all-
that inside and were like, "Yeah, let's just give them the room. We're probably not going to get anybody wanting to stay here now."
Probably, yeah. Because we're sitting in the van all insecure, like, damn, this isn't gonna work out. Like, we're gonna have to sleep in the van with no AC. This sucks, And then we hear that, and it's like we're a little excited. Forgot that we're even trying to get a hotel room, but yeah. And then I remember we were like, we got the key to the room and whatnot, and we were going in, and there was like a dude chilling on the steps trying to talk and hang out and either sell drugs or buy drugs or something, and he kept coming in and out of his room. And then there were like detectives. They were like undercovers, like walking around the hotel for the next like 30, 45 minutes, like I guess looking for somebody.
Oh shit.
So it was kind of exciting.
It's pretty tight. I mean, like not like it's tight now. I guess it wasn't tight then.
Yeah. Do you remember what city that was? Was that Charleston?
I think that was somewhere in North Carolina because that was one of the last days of the last tour that we did, which was like about a year ago, May or June last year.
Okay.
Middle of summer.
Yeah.
So you were talking about like living off Cheetos and stuff. Me and Zach had a running joke on pretty much all the tours that we've gone on, eating boiled eggs from gas stations. It's good protein.
I guess it is. That's
Yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't want to do that though.
Salt and pepper packet,
Yeah, I don't mind it,
after every bite.
I love me some hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
What's your like go-to on the road? Like when y'all stopped at gas stations, like what were y'all's go-tos? I guess besides boiled eggs. Or did you not have a go-to?
I mean, I don't know. Like I was saying, we try to eat healthy, so it's not like we really would get a bunch of shit. I guess a funny story is our a buddy who went on one of the tours with us, who was kind of like our driver and merch guy.
Mm-hmm.
He would always come out with like a bunch of snacks every gas station stop, and then he'd like blame us. He'd be like, "Yo, it's y'all's fault for bringing me on tour. Now I got to spend all this fucking money at the gas station, But he would always buy these Reese's sticks, and I didn't even know it was a thing until he was buying them. But he would come out with like 2 or 3 of them every single time we stopped at the gas station. It was like it's kind of like a Nutter Butter, I guess. Like one of those big bars, like
they made a candy out of
like a
Reese's.
giant ass Kit Kat with Reese's.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
It's a joke. Every time I see those now, it's like fuck.
You think of him?
I can't even imagine how many of those he ate within that like 2-week period.
You see, I've got something that like the same thing, something that he did on that tour that reminds me. Like I can't look at one and not think of him. But he would get I think the Airheads.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And so he would walk out he would go into the gas station, buy a couple of them, and while he was driving, the first time he did this, I had no idea what he was doing. I thought he was crazy. But he would be driving and he would have an Airhead and he would be like basically like smacking it, right? And he did this for like
whipping it around.
Yeah, like whipping it, and he would do it for like 5 minutes, like straight. And so the first time I was tripping out, I was like, dude, what is he doing? Like, I've never seen anybody do this. So I asked him, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm making it smaller. So you would take this whole like strip of Airhead and smack it until like it just goes down and compresses. So
he's packing cigarettes.
Yeah. So by the end of it, it's just like this like big like ball of Airhead, and he would just eat it in one bite.
That is so weird.
So every time I see an Airhead, that's what I think of now.
Oh, like what's the worst city that you guys were in? Like, what is the shittiest city you've been to? I guess not even like venues or anything, but just like worst experiences in any city I've been through.
It's funny. I was gonna say we've had so many good experiences, like just fun times, and got to see a bunch of cool shit. I mean, I could probably tell you the worst turnout at a show or like the worst experience at a show. But as far as city, I mean, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is San Angelo. And I know that's in Texas. We've literally played shows all over the whole country. But San Angelo is pretty whack. Like the venue that we played out there is actually cool. It's like a kind of like a biker bar-ish, kind of grungy, with like a big, nice stage and good sound. But that city just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's like a ghost town.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know how it exists because there's nothing there, Or there's people and there's like bars and shit, but I don't know like there's got to be some kind of industry, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe
I think it's probably farming because, I mean, it's a small town. It's like main
Yeah.
street, and then you've got like a couple streets kind of going off, but it's relatively like tiny.
Yeah. Can you think of any other like bigger place, like more notable towns?
Like
we've
you've
been
never
to?
left the place. I'm like, man, fuck that place. Fuck
Oh,
insert city. Besides Dallas,
Yeah.
because like fuck Dallas though. But like,
so
Maybe
I
Detroit.
no, I mean,
That was a weird experience.
yeah, it was weird, but I think New York would have to be that city for me.
oh
because
really?
we
Yeah, I've kind
got-
of always felt that way about. Oh yeah, he's a New York guy. Tell him about your New York experience.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I liked the venue, but I mean, it's
I'm not a New York
little
guy at all.
little gross, just because I don't know. There's so many people, you know, it's hard to keep it clean. But
We had a bad experience too, though.
We also
the
had
last time we played there.
we had a flat tire. We got a flat tire,
Mm.
so that kind of ruined it for me.
How many
So
of those
basically-
did y'all get like along like the whole like touring experience?
Dude, oddly enough, so basically every tour we've gone on, we've rented a van, and then this last tour, we decided we were going to start touring a lot. We bought a really shitty old van and tried to fix it up, and that
Nice.
ended up convincing us to stop touring until, you know, we get a little more notoriety going.
Yeah.
Which might have worked out for the best, but so oddly enough, we've only had that one flat tire. At least in
Okay.
my touring experience, but we had tons of other crazy issues. So real quick to go back to the New York story. We
Yeah.
played in Brooklyn
Yeah. I
at
didn't mean
this
to
cool-
stop that.
No, you're good. We played at this cool little bar called Gold Sounds, I think, or something like that in Brooklyn. And
Sounds right.
not a lot of people showed up. It was like real rainy and the weather was shitty. But then our bass player's friend came and was like, hey, you know, here's some money for shirts. Also, you know, let's go get some pizza. I'm going to go show you all some good New York pizza. So we went and got this really good pizza. Then he ended up taking us to like some rooftop bar in Manhattan. And that was real cool. And like they gave us these like coats and stuff. And it was like real cold and chill. And we were drinking really expensive. I think it was like $12 for a little Modelo can, you know.
Yep.
But then we decided to go to Times Square, and it was already like 2 or 3 in the morning in our hotel room, which this guy that we were chilling with actually had bought us because we played a show in like Jersey City the night before Brooklyn, and then Brooklyn the next night. So we just stayed in the same hotel 2 nights in a row, and he bought it for us for whatever awesome reason. But yeah, so we were in Times Square, and we came back after we had gone like McDonald's, and we were drunk, and we got like milkshakes and shit. We skated around and took some pictures in Times Square, and we came back and had a flat. And whenever I bought the van, had never thought about like trying to take the spare off and checking it out. And the spare was literally 30 years old and rusted onto the bottom of the car. So we had to wait another 2 hours or so for AAA to come to Times Square in the middle of the night. And he couldn't get it off. So we basically had to just like push the car and like just do all kinds of crazy shit. And finally we got it off, and he was like, I'm not going to let you leave on this tire. Like it's got cracks in the tire. It's so old. We ended up doing it, and then the next morning I got down the street. Luckily enough, there was a tire shop pretty close, and I bought like a replacement tire. But yeah, so back to the stories about the crazy van, you know, problems.
Wait, how did you get out of like he was like, I'm not gonna let you leave, and you're like, but we're gonna just go. Like,
yeah,
we're just gonna go.
I had to sign a waiver basically saying that I acknowledged that he said that it was a terrible idea to do it, but we were going to do it anyways.
That you could not sue him if you all died in that van.
Because we didn't have another option, you know.
And it was like
I don't know,
5 in the morning.
We wouldn't have died. The tire would have just blown up, and we would have fucked up the
Maybe
axle
spun
or
up,
something.
and yeah, maybe been going on a highway. Who knows?
Luckily, it wasn't that far. We pretty much had to just drive like a mile through, you know, Manhattan, and then go under I guess what's the tunnel? That's George Washington Bridge or something, or tunnel. But anyways, it wasn't far.
Right.
So we got to our hotel, got it fixed. But so on this van, it was a 90 Ford Econoline, like a conversion van, like one of those family vans, you know. The back bench lays down into a bed, and so we didn't pull a trailer. So we pulled out the middle 2 captain's chairs, like the middle row, and put all of our gear right there. So essentially there was 2 of us in the front and then 2 laying down on the bed in the back. No AC. We paid, I think, probably like $800-900 before the tour to have the AC fixed twice. And then we didn't make it out of Texas before the AC stopped working again. So basically we would stop at every Walmart we saw and get one of those little fucking $10-15 like air recharge cans and put it in, and it would make us cold for like 10 minutes, and then it would be gone again.
Would you just do 10 minutes at a time, or would you siphon off the 10 minutes and be like, just give me like 2 minutes of just cold air right now?
I think we would just put the whole can of Freon in and just be like, all right.
This is what we get, you know?
Yeah.
So we tried our best to drive like early in the mornings and at night, so it wasn't quite as hot. But yeah, we no AC. That was fucking terrible because it was like June, July in the middle of summer. The circulation in the van in general was terrible because, you know, those things don't have windows in the back, so it's just the front windows.
Right.
Also, the instrument cluster, which is like the gauge dash thing, was basically going in and out the whole time. So it would just like turn off randomly.
That's fun.
Remember, we were driving from Memphis to St. Louis, and it was weird. This last tour, we got really lucky. A lot of people like helped us out with places to stay and stuff. Some guy he was the roommate of a friend of ours, and our friend was like, yeah, come crash. But then his roommate was like, no, I don't want them to crash. So I'm going to get him a hotel instead.
Okay.
And he got us this dope, like 2-bedroom hotel room, which was super nice. And, you know, sweet of him to do, or kind. But on this drive, it's like tornadoing. It's like green outside, you know, and just crazy. And we stopped on the side of the road, and like a cop came over and tried to help us. And we're just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. The heat gauge was pinned, and, you know, we were like throwing water on there trying to see if it was going to crack or like if we were fucked, you know?
Yeah.
And somehow we ended up making it all the way to St. Louis. We were about halfway there when this started happening. And literally on this drive, like I remember we were going on like a loop around St. Louis once we got there, and it's like, holy shit, we're almost there, like so close. And we saw this like car just like doing this across the highway, like that, straight up back and forth. It seemed like it was for like a couple minutes, just going all around, and everybody was just driving, acting like it was nothing. And, you know, that crazy thing made us forget about our whole fucking crazy day, you know? But yeah, I guess to wrap that up, I spent lots of time because I'm kind of a morning guy. I would get up before everybody else usually. So I kind of enjoyed the alone time. I would go out to the nearest car shop and be like, hey, our shit's fucked up. Can you fix this, please, for free? Because we're banned. I mean, I have $20, you know.
What can I get for $20?
Yeah, exactly. That happened many times. So
that is pretty funny.
That kind of sums up tour.
Yeah. So I don't think I said this off the beginning, but Highdive Music on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then it's Highdive Band for your website, highdiveband.com, right?
Correct. Yeah. I couldn't find the person who owned highdivemusic.com. But
really?
Whoever it is, they're an asshole and they're sitting on it. So, but yeah, Highdive Music on all the socials, and then highdiveband.com is the website.
Go give them a follow. Let them know Passy Gravy sent you guys.
Also, for anybody listening, if you go over to our website right now, there's a cool thing on there that I'm not telling anybody about. So, go check it out.
It's exclusive right there.
Right at the top.
Exclusive. Okay. And y'all are on everything like Spotify, iTunes Music, or Apple's Music, everything like that. I still call it iTunes Music. I know it's Apple Music, but it's like I was already used to iTunes. Just call it iTunes. Like we don't really have Apple Music. I don't understand.
Are you a Spotify guy or Apple Music?
I have this free Spotify at work and everything, but like I'm just an Apple guy, so I was like, all right, sure, I'll sign up for Apple Music. It's just easy. It goes on my phone.
It's funny every time I see that $10 monthly charge from Apple Music come through. It's like, shit, do I really need this? But
it's not like I have every song ever. Yeah. I know it sucks for like it probably sucks for you guys. I get it. Like streaming is really fucked bands, but like it's like I feel like people are able to you're able to get out there easier than it was. You know, like it's not
exactly.
Like
it makes things more accessible for sure. Times are changing, you know.
Yeah, it's not Napster or LimeWire or any of that shit that people are ripping it from straight up. At least you're like, I mean, like. I think I was talking to Ian from Holden Hollywood. He was like, I think we get like maybe 18 cents for every like so many thousands of streams or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I was looking at the other day. Right now for Spotify, it's like a 1/100th of, or 4/100ths of a cent for a stream. So it's like I think 1,000 streams is $40, something like that. So it's not. I mean, well, it's funny. I was gonna say it's not that bad. I mean, again, man, it's like our stream numbers aren't great. Like. We're
not yet. Go listen, guys. Go listen. When you go to bed, just either go to bed listening to Highdive or just put it on repeat and then mute it and then just like leave it on repeat. Like that's what that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah. So that's what we'll
get those numbers up, boys.
Yeah, that's what we're working on now. We decided after this last tour, the bad van experience, that we're gonna try to, refine our sound, get better better content, stay on top of that stuff, fan engagement, all that stuff, and work on these social media things and streaming and whatnot, because we've been real bad about that in the past. I hate social media. Like I do it for leisure. Like I scroll through Instagram, 6 hours a day looking at memes. But like I hate
memes are what it's all about, man. That's
right.
what the
And
internet's for.
But like scheduling posts and planning out content and stuff. Like I guess we're getting a little better at it, but it's not fun for me, at least.
Yeah, I think that this is like a once in a generation, like a once in a lifetime opportunity that a lot of people have that are like just like, I'm bored at home all the time. Like we will never, I hope ever again have a time where everybody is stuck at home all the time just scrolling. You see a live video, you're like, what is this? Like, so this is the time we're putting out content. So I think like fucking Highdive content's gonna be awesome. I legitimately like organically found you guys because Daniel Tom Cheston on Weekly D podcast, there on our podcast network. You're his cousin, and he was like, "Hey, my yeah, right, right."
I don't know, man.
I have no idea.
That's a weird story.
It's an enigma.
Yeah,
but he was like, "Hey, my cousin's band, can they play at the Spooktacular?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, we would love a fucking band to play. Like, it makes it look like we're legit. Like, all right, I'm in." And I started listening to you guys then, and I was like, "Fuck, I kind of like they're awesome." Like, I just assume like local band. A lot of times like, yeah, sure, it's your friend's band. They're probably like whatever. Right. They play a couple like they play Baker Street and they cover like Don't Stop Believin', and they're all like tight, like they're good. Like I get you, but then I was like, "Fuck, I like all this." Like y'all are to me, y'all incorporate things like I hear like Taking Back Sunday and some stuff that like it was all the stuff when I was growing up that I was listening to, and y'all incorporate a lot of those aspects to it, and just y'all are a fucking awesome band, and I hope you guys fucking blow up because y'all deserve to be fucking used.
Thank you.
And
yeah, thank you.
That's very nice of you.
And like just building up to this interview and everything, I've been listening to all y'all's shit again, and like y'all like your new stuff I think is even better than the old stuff, and like a lot of times I feel like people are like, we put out our best work on our first album sometimes, and like I think you guys are fucking. Y'all have evolved. Y'all have the same sound. Y'all are incredible. But Dish It Out and Tongue in Cheek are like y'all's new releases. Y'all have 2 new singles out that y'all put out at the end of last year, right? And then just the beginning of this year.
Yeah, so we kind of spaced them out over a few months. But yeah, no, it's funny that you say that. There's, you think of like a first record or like a first release for a band as like basically everything they've ever thought about since they were born. All the musical creative ideas go into that first
and this
work.
Is what they picked, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel a lot better about our newer stuff.
Same.
I guess anybody would say that, obviously, to try to promote it, but genuinely, like the quality of the recordings, the songwriting for me, like the rhythmic feel of the songs, the things that we're incorporating now that we didn't in the first record, I think just sound a lot cooler.
Well, what's funny is that first record, the approach to the songwriting was a lot different. We kind of just started with acoustic and vocal, right? Like as minimal as possible. And then once we had an idea, we would kind of try to turn that into, say, a full band arrangement. But with this newer stuff, we kind of skipped that first step, right? We were like, okay, let's write a song with, everything in mind from the
like
get-go.
A rock song. Yeah,
exactly. Like a full band song. And so you end up with a lot more, I don't know, fuller productions, fuller kind of sounds. And so I'm digging that process.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to envision like an orchestra, from the start rather than building from, something that already exists.
Yeah, I just have this riff here, come up with something like, yeah.
Right, just make it sound better. Yeah.
But I mean, there's got to be times where you're just like, dude, I just came with this sick fucking riff. Check this out. Put something to it. Like we got.
Zach does that every day.
Yeah. For sure.
He writes so much music. It's crazy. We've got a Google Drive folder where he just uploads like demos that he makes. We both went to school for like audio engineering, recording and whatnot. So, we've got access to that stuff at home, which is super helpful, by the way. Demoing makes the writing process a lot easier. But yeah, I guess he's got free time sometimes and he'll just put like 3 new demos up. He's like, hey, check these songs out. Let's make a song.
Kyle,
it's like my therapy.
Do you have like 2 things? Like, do you have in your Microsoft? Are you Apple guy?
I'm an Apple guy.
So you have like in your just like voice notes, do you just have lots of just like random riffs and stuff, and then in your notes, so you just like random lyrics that you're like, I don't even remember what that is. Like.
Yep. Yeah. So lyrics definitely. That's kind of how a lot of my songs lyrically work. Is I'll like hear somebody say a phrase or like literally even just a word, and I'll kind of like write down a little idea. And then
Uh,
usually what happens is Zach will send me a chord progression or, a riff or something. Cause he's more on the getting things started on the musical, like, chord progression side of things. And I'll just be like, okay, cool. Like I'm going to use this little phrase as a theme, and I'm just going to build off of that. So yeah, my notes are full of like, most of my voice memos aren't guitar. It's like me, like as I'm falling asleep at 3 a.m, like really poorly singing, humming a melody or something.
yeah, you don't want to forget.
It's like zombie voice. Yeah, it's like,
those-
fuck, I'm literally not gonna be able to go to sleep. Like I fight myself pretty much every night. It's like I can't go to sleep if I don't do this right now. Like I have to do it before I can be okay falling asleep.
That's cool. That's cool though. But dude, your writing is incredible, man. Like I love like y'all are like there's bands where you just like you listen to it like that's tight, they rock, they're awesome. But like the other ones where it's like, okay, I want to go back and hear that again because I want like I didn't look
That's
up
cool.
your lyrics. I like listened to it to hear like it's cool and it tells stories and there's not a lot of shit like that that's still out right now. So like that's awesome. Like I'm a big Avett Brothers guy, so I'm a big lyrics
Dude,
so,
me too. Man,
like,
me and my girlfriend
some
had
good
tickets
writing,
to
man.
see them. So we were supposed to see them here in Austin at the big 360 amphitheater thing.
Uh-huh.
And they rescheduled, obviously, and then I got an email yesterday saying they just flat out canceled all the Texas shows.
That.
I love the
that.
Avett Brothers, and I've never gotten to see them, man. I was so bummed.
I've seen them like 5 times, man. They're awesome. They're
Yeah.
them and Incubus like up there, but like there's nobody like you
Wow,
can't.
we're like homeboys. Holy shit! I didn't know
Yeah.
you liked Incubus. They're like
Dude.
one of my favorite bands of all time.
I put like a playlist together for our Christmas show, and you were like in there, and I was like, Kyle likes all the same. Like you were like jamming to like the playlist. I was like, cool. I think Kyle's. That's why I love y'all's music. Y'all are into the same shit I'm
Yeah.
into. So.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody that hates whatever I like is like, fuck this band, but I don't know. Like what I like.
I don't
That's
give
what
a
I
shit.
like the good stuff, guys. I like the
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all want to get weird a little bit? Like I got some segments for
Yeah.
you guys, and
Yeah, let's do it.
okay, but let's talk. I got to talk about Southern Star, guys from Southern Star. They're the beer sponsor of Pass Your Podcast, and in these times, there's a lot of businesses that can't be open. The tap room hasn't been open. You guys have played there like 2-3 times now.
Yeah, we were supposed to play there twice this month, which is such a bummer that didn't work out.
Dude,
We'll be back there though.
Yeah,
We love those
Southern
guys.
Star is the bomb. Like that tap room is fucking badass. All the beer that they make there is awesome, and they got some
Absolutely.
pickup times. You can get beer to go. You can get it at any of your liquor stores like Specs, Goody, Total Wine, and more. I know HEB, Kroger, Randall's. They've got their beers. But if you're up in the Conroe area, 3525 North Fraser Street up there in Conroe. They got beer to go that you can go pick it up. They have some awesome merch you can get. They have some new Southern Star sweatpants I just got. There's these like joggers. I'm a big joggers guy, but joggers.
Nice.
Same.
They're
I'm wearing joggers right
badass
now.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. You guys
I
are
was
stylish
contemplating-
and you have the same taste in music.
I was contemplating putting on jeans for like a good 5 minutes before this because I haven't worn jeans since this whole shit started.
I've been wearing
But
shorts every day.
I put
Yeah.
my joggers on instead.
That's what's
Yeah.
up, dude. So
Same.
like Southern Star's got some awesome merch you can get. They think you can get it on their website as well, southernstarbrewing.com. And then they got beer to go. You can go Thursdays noon to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays noon to 7, and Sundays noon to 6 p.m. That's Thursdays noon to 6, Fridays and Saturdays noon to 7 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 6 p.m. And also, you guys know this is an election year, right? And Bombshell Blonde is having an election as well. Like that's where your vote really matters. Who gives a fuck about the president? It's Bombshell Blonde because you want to know if you want the red or the blue cans. Go to bombshell2020.com and place your vote. I don't know if you guys have seen the red cans yet. Have you seen any of these sick new red cans they got?
No, I haven't.
No.
Because
Hold on, I got-
usually when I drink it, I'm over there. They give me a nice glass.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you some of these bad boys. So they got the old school. They got the blues. That's what I've been drinking right here.
Yeah.
But then, like, look at these. Look at that.
Ooh,
Huh?
that's
That's
pretty.
pretty.
She looks.
Yeah.
She's like a little bit bigger. Like, kind of looks sexier. Like, I don't know.
So I was listening to the y'all's last episode, and you were talking about, because y'all have both been saying red for a while, and you both kind of sound like, oh shit, like I can't.
Dude, because
I
it's
feel
like,
I feel like a traitor now. I got to stick with the classic,
blue does make me think Bombshell Blonde, and it's like I don't know, but the red is like it's like the red is like is the red the bad girl? Is that what it is? Like I shouldn't have the red, but like I want the red. I don't know.
So do they can the strawberry?
They have the strawberry Bombshell Blonde. That's my
And
favorite
what is-
beer they make.
Me too. What does that can look like though?
The can, I have.
Oh, it's like white, right, with strawberries.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say they should
White
just
ones
use
over
that
there.
red one for the strawberry blondes, but it makes sense.
Dude, that would actually, if red doesn't win, maybe that's what they need to do with the straw. There we go. That's using your noggin right there, Kyle. I like that. But yeah, so there's something for everybody, and like like I swear, like they were my favorite brewery before they sponsored the podcast, which is awesome. So it's like, okay,
Dude,
yeah, I'll talk for that. Bombshell Blonde was my favorite beer ever, and then they were like, oh, we made a strawberry Bombshell. I was like, well, I'm not a fruit beer guy. Okay, maybe I am now. And they got some for everybody. If you're an IPA guy, they got the Subatomico Juicy IPA, the Conspiracy Theory IPA. They have the Lamort Vivant Beer de Garde. They got the new Russian Imperial Stout. I'm not really into like the IPAs or the heavier beers, but like
Dude,
Mhm.
I
got
love Conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's good shit, and I'm not a huge IPA guy, so like literally anything Southern Star puts out, I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I guess they get it.
They've got those mixes they do. I remember the first time I ever went out there, they were like, yeah, this is our, conspiracy theory mixed with our blood orange. And it's like,
It was the
they had
JFK. It was the JFK.
Fuck, it was so good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
not
go
a
to the brewery,
big IPA guy either, but yeah, so good. And then remember that one they had last time we were there? I think
Sunday
I think
brunch.
It must have been yes, it was like
Yeah.
a
Blood Belt
mimosa.
IPA. Yeah, it tasted like a
Fuck, it was so
mimosa
good.
with like a bombshell in it.
Oh man, it was so good.
And like that's why I fucking wish this whole pandemic would end, because I want to go up to Southern Star, because like every bartender there, everybody that's working there, they're like, yeah, come on over here. What do you want to
Exactly.
know? Because I didn't
Yeah.
know shit about beer. I was like, beer's good. This tastes good. I like drinking it. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, let me tell you why. Like, if you like this, you're gonna also like this. And like, they'll work with you. They don't make you feel like you're an idiot. Like, Southern Star is the best. Southern Star Beer, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Grade Podcast. If you're drinking Southern Star, hit us up on Twitter at Pass the Grade Pod. I'm at Alex J Middleton, and then hit up Highdive as well. Tell them you're listening to some Highdive while drinking some Southern Star at Highdive Music, and then go listen to them anywhere you listen to music. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get into this is something that I definitely invented. I didn't steal it from a late night talk show host or anything, and I definitely try this with every single guest, not specifically just you guys. This is called Not Very Nice Tweets, where I go through your Twitter and I find, some of the not best ones, and then I like just some of the ones at you guys, and we just see what your response is to the internet.
Yeah, our Twitter is kind of barren.
You guys did say if you dish it out, that you guys can take it. So like I was like, all right, if that's your thing, then let's see if you can. This is Not Very Nice Tweets. It's a segment we always do.
Okay.
This is our first one. It's from Daniel_Blake. I have no idea who he is. At Highdive Music, when are you gonna stop writing soft and really write from the balls?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh.
What you gotta say to that?
I was about to say that. I don't know.
Kyle, when are you gonna start writing from the balls, dude?
Oh wow, that's kind of funny that you didn't make a Cox joke there. Shit, I don't know, man. I like soft stuff. I like stuff that makes me sad. Sad things make me happy. So if I write from the balls, then it's just gonna be like Slayer or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of like Meshuggah. Meshuggah's balls music, right? Really heavy, riffy shit. So that's not me. I'm gonna be writing from. Gonna be writing soft for a while.
So take that, Daniel_Blake, who definitely isn't the co-host of the Weekly D podcast. Okay, these are also definitely real tweets. This is from at My Boyfriend's Band Is Better 1. And it says, a band named Highdive with a song called The Deep End. Cliche much?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into earlier with band names. It's like, like I guess we're pop punk. That's the category we would fit into. And there's lots of sports references, right? So I guess we didn't really think about it at first. But there's bands like a band I really like is called Modern Baseball, and then you've got like I don't know, Major League was another one.
Major League.
But yeah, lots of
Hockey?
sports
Did you ever know
references
hockey?
within this.
Mm-mm.
That's a band?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not pop punk though.
That's
they're
true.
kind of
That's
like
true.
indie, like chill, right?
Indie pop,
What
maybe.
about like American football?
That's
American
what I'm saying.
football.
So lots of sports references. But no, so the way that we got the name Highdive, I stole it from a music venue. I was on tour. I was on tour with another band, and I think it was in Jacksonville or maybe Gainesville, Florida. There's a club called Highdive. We didn't even play there. We just drove by it. I remember I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool name. And then later on, it was like, so we wrote this song, The Deep End, but we don't have a band name yet. It's like, oh, that's kind of, it fits
ironic.
fits the vibe. And then
Yeah.
I originally probably thought we were going to run with it some more and, name the next record like Shallow Water or something stupid, But Zach was like,
Treading
that.
water. Go with that. You should just
Yeah, I wanted to get away
just go
from
water themed.
the pool theme real quick.
Yeah.
I think you should go back into it, dude. Just dive right back into that.
Maybe.
Get it?
I get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Yep.
That was terrible. Okay, what about this one is from at lifeguardsuck69 and it says, what is Highdive at Highdive Music? A band for lifeguards? Well,
Sure.
lifeguard sucks. You seem biased. So.
If you're a lifeguard, you should listen to us.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Are y'all big in the lifeguard community? Do you know?
I think so. Yeah.
So when
I
they
mean,
open those beaches, put those earbuds.
what
in,
is
start
there?
listening.
Oh wow, that's funny. I was thinking like neighborhood pool lifeguards.
I guess maybe. I guess they're all lifeguards matter, man.
Yeah, there are multiple tiers to that hierarchy, but yeah, I believe lifeguards enjoy our music.
This next one is from Lowrise at Lowrise1738, and it says, "How about you? Imagine me lost at sea, still not listening to your music." Oh,
Yeah.
What about that one? That was a lyric, I believe.
Oh, that's a
From Nightmare.
Yeah. I wonder if it would be a nightmare. I think.
There we go. There we go.
No, that's a good question. I wonder
Rise.
what So, wow. I wonder what song I would want to be. Like, what if you were like lost at sea, right? And you could only listen to one song or like one record.
Yeah.
Would you be able to pick one?
I don't know. One song really I feel like
I don't know. I don't think I could.
That'd be tough, but like you have to though, gun to your head, like you're gonna die.
Yeah, right.
Because like I was so like I work at 94.5 like a morning show, and we play a bunch of music, and a lot of it's like the same one. But like I'm a big Portugal the Man fan, like I mentioned earlier. But like Feel It Still never got annoying to me. And there's a lot of songs where it's like I love these bands, I love these songs, but like I am fucking sick and tired of hearing this song. Like I'm done with it. Yeah. And like I never got sick of Feel It Still. And it's like 2.5 minutes. It's catchy. It's quick. Like that's one of those that I feel like if you just put that on repeat in like a torture room, like I could probably be okay with it.
Yeah, I think the one that I can't think of one that would save me, but one that would kill me the fastest is that Thunder.
Lightning.
Imagine Dragons. Yeah.
That was in some heavy rotation.
I don't mind that band much, but that song fucking kills me, man. It's so rough.
It's crazy how Imagine Dragons, their first album was like my favorite one. That's what got me into them, obviously. I remember them and like the 1975 were like the same like come up trail. And then
really
like they were the same like year, I feel like, that they kind of blew up.
Interesting.
Like, Chocolate from 1975 came
out.
I
guess that's crazy. 1975 to me seems so much more fresh than Imagine Dragons.
Well, they're just fresher, I guess. They're just they've changed, but like Imagine Dragons was like going mandolin style with its time, and now they're like we just have the big like. I mean, they made more money. I get it. Like, more people are hearing it now, and like at every fucking commercial, they're on them. Like there used to be, there was like a time where it's like you couldn't watch any commercial break without there being like 4 Imagine Dragons songs. You're like, oh, good job, guys, way to go.
Yeah, I never had any idea what those people looked like or their names or anything. But I remember I'm a server, and I remember one day I was at work during some event. Imagine Dragons played fucking halftime or something. It's something. I have no idea what it was, but good story, right? But
was
I got like 5 or 10 texts.
College basketball and March Madness?
Maybe. Yeah. No. Or maybe last year. Yeah, I don't know.
Or the Super Bowl?
No, because it wouldn't have been the final. No, it wasn't Super Bowl. It might have been like the NBA All-Star last year. Maybe they played like before or after or something. Okay. I don't know. Anyways, I got like 5 or 10 texts from people saying like, "Ho, fucking dude, you look just like that guy," you know.
Dan. Yeah.
Like, is that you? Like my grandma texted said, "Is that you on TV right now, Kyle?" You know.
That is pretty tight though. That is pretty tight.
Kyle's just like, I wish. It's like I wish I was him.
Yeah.
I have just one more not very nice tweet for you guys, and this is from at Music Critic 420, and it says at Highdive Music can suck my dick. So
it was Music Critic 420. I thought he was gonna make like a 420 like
he's not
like
that
Highdive
creative.
Doesn't make me feel very high.
He's not that creative.
So I'm supposed to respond.
Yeah,
we're responding to at Highdive Music can suck your dick. My dick or his dick.
I mean, maybe that is a compliment. Maybe he like we don't judge here. We don't judge here on this podcast. We're pro whatever. Not pro Nazi. We're not pro Nazi, and we're anti-crime as well.
Thank you? Question mark.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets.
Don't worry, those were definitely real tweets and not just from me. Definitely not just from me. Okay, this is another segment we do every week. It's called What Would Jesus Do? And we have listeners hit us up at PassGrayPod on Twitter, and then use the hashtag PTGWWJD throw us a situation Jesus would find himself in, if he was just around in 2020, just hanging around, like what would Jesus do in this situation? We don't have the bracelets aren't cool anymore, but like, we'll tell you what he would do if you have any questions. Because, sometimes like I always like that when were you ever in that? I guess y'all were a little bit younger than me, so y'all never had the bracelets. Do you remember the WWJD bracelets?
Oh yeah.
Well, because that affected our like alternative rock, scene or whatever afterwards. That was a popular thing. Bands would sell like the big thick 1-inch bracelets, and people would have like their whole arm full. But yeah, I don't think I ever had an actual WWJD one.
I did when I was little. But it's like, dude, like, I don't know. What would he do? Who knows?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
just if you have a weird situation Jesus would find himself in modern times, hit us up at PastorGaryPod. Use the hashtag PTGWWJD. And this is the intro for that segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If he wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
All right, and I always read it in my Casey Kasem voice, so let me read my Jesus question here. What major sport would Jesus bring back first? This is from Josh Posados at Josh_Posados. What major sport do you think Jesus is going to bring back first? And I don't really think that's like Jesus is doing, but like, what sport is realistically coming back first? I think football.
Well, I guess you got to think about which sport he would enjoy the most.
Or UFC.
Yeah.
100% coming back. That's coming back soon.
Yeah.
Did you see he has like Fight Island? The octagon's gonna be on the beach.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fuck yeah.
UFC. My first one was basketball because they were talking about doing it in the Bahamas for a while, but I don't know. I feel like
probably soccer.
I don't know why. I guess I was just thinking like Europe, that part of the world, he would probably
dude,
enjoy soccer the most.
It's the world sport,
See, I was hoping. I'm a big.
That's a lame answer.
I'm a big West Ham fan, and I was hoping that like they wouldn't continue the EPL because they wouldn't get relegated that way. So I was like, that would be tight. But I think UFC. I guess that's not a major sport though. So like,
I mean, he saves lives through UFC, right? If it weren't for Jesus, then lots more people would die getting punched in the face.
Oh yeah, okay,
true.
I got it. Hockey.
That is true.
Why?
I can see hockey.
That's
I like
the
hockey.
world's
They've been
sport.
talking.
Oh yeah,
And there's fights.
fair enough.
Let's go. Okay, so hockey.
Yeah, for sure. Hockey.
All right. Then hockey. Hockey's it. They don't care. They don't care. So that's what's up, Josh. That's your what would Jesus do for the week? At PastorGaryPod, hit us up, hashtag PTGWWJD, and we'll answer your what would Jesus do on the next episode. Okay, before we get into some more of our segments, we do the not cool segment, and we do answers where we answer your questions, which is a little misleading, I feel like, but still. I wanted to hear Kyle play maybe. Like, did you wanna do a little performance for us? You have a new song coming out May 8th, which is less than 2 weeks away from right now. We're releasing this on Monday, the 27th, so it's less than 2 weeks away. And tell me about the new song, and then tell me what you're gonna play here for us for a second.
Yeah, so we're putting out another one, like you said, in about 2 weeks. It's called Castle Hill. It's a song that I wrote. The lyrics actually are from quite a while ago. When I was leaving Austin, because like I said earlier, I grew up in Houston, and then I moved to Austin as a young adult and lived there and tried to, make a life there. And it just didn't quite work out for me the way I guess I imagined it.
Did you say it got weird?
Yeah, it got kind of weird.
Austin's weird, I heard.
Yeah, so I guess the song is kind of about, realizing that it's time to move on from something. It's kind of a hopeful thing. It's not like this isn't really a sad one. The song is a banger. I think it's real fun and, jammy. But lyrically, the story behind it is kind of just like, analyzing the situation and realizing that you have to, make hard decisions sometimes.
Okay. And you got a little clip for us we're going to get to play here.
You wouldn't believe if you mentioned to me. I spent Friday nights up on Castle Hill, watch the sun come up in Austin. And I was there when you came to me, but I didn't want it. I used to believe that this wasn't for me, but I'm starting to think I haven't been thinking.
And then also, Kyle, like, did you wanna play a little ditty for us right now?
Yeah, I can do that.
Is it funny when I call songs ditties, or is that's just weird?
No, not,
no,
dude.
that's
I always
totally
feel like that's like
I do the
this
same
little
thing.
ditty from 1975.
I'll have like a riff idea or something like that, and I'll be like, hey, let me play you this little diddle.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna play for us?
I think I'll probably go with one of the other new ones we put out. I'll do Dish It Out because that one's a little more, I guess,
I like Dish It
acoustic
Out.
friendly. Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. This is Dish It
Cool.
Out from Kyle from Highdive.
All right, let me get situated real quick.
Cool.
All right, bear with me here, folks.
I've always got this attitude when I come around. Fell asleep right next to you, woke up on the ground. See the name of the heartbreak, yeah. Maybe I'll write it down. When you dish it out, oh, I can take it. If you call my name, I'm coming to you. I'll speak the truth and I hope it embarrasses you. Only can read the warning signs like a traffic light. That would make things easier. And I wasn't the best man, but I'm dealing with it the best I can. Won't let you toss around how you expected something else. Keep my name out of your mouth. If you call my name, I'm coming to you. I'll speak the truth and I hope it embarrasses you. You see, you think a minute for the heartbreak, yeah. Maybe I'll write it down. When you dish it out, or I can take it.
Just imagine a real pretty guitar solo here.
If you call my name, I'm coming to you. I'll speak the truth and I hope it embarrasses you. See, you think a minute for the heartbreak, yeah. Maybe I'll write it down. When you dish it out, oh, I can take it. If you call my name, I'm coming to you. I'll speak the truth and I hope it embarrasses you. See, you think a minute for the heartbreak, yeah. Maybe I'll write it down. When you dish it out, oh, I can take it.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Participation.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that, man. That was awesome. That was fucking
Of
awesome.
course. Let me get plugged back in here real quick.
Dish It Out. You can listen to it on Spotify, on Apple Music, on everywhere you listen to music. Where do you like? Do you have a preference where you want people to listen to?
No.
No,
Anywhere.
I didn't know.
Anywhere.
I didn't know if one place
So we
was,
did
like,
a
the ideal
little
one.
we right before the whole quarantine thing started, we made a little video for YouTube and stuff of us playing through. It was kind of silly, just in this little blue room. But that's kind of fun. If you guys
Yeah,
are
it's
looking
like
for
a
that, if you want to laugh at
spontaneous-
us being dumb.
Spontaneous idea.
So go check that out. Yeah.
Hey,
There are a couple music videos as well on y'all's YouTube page. So go check
Yep.
that out too.
hey, Kyle.
What's up?
Can, like, next time we play that song live, can you just do the guitar solo with your mouth?
Dude.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, dude, you nailed it.
That's
Nice.
tight. That's tight.
Yeah.
Um,
sure.
Okay, we got another segment we'll do. We'll get a little bit weird again, and then I rumor has it Kyle might play us out with a rap song. We usually end with a rap cover. I know that's cheesy, and a lot of people are like, I fucking hate acoustic covers of songs, but I am all about that. So we're
I'm
gonna
gonna try.
He's gonna try. So rumor has it he's gonna try. This is our not cool segment we're going to get into. And one thing, fellas, it's not cool ever is when you have a smelly car. And luckily with Little M air fresheners, you're never going to have to worry about that problem because you're one of the lucky ones that can still go shopping online right now. I guess they have like curbside shit, but you don't have to go curbside picking up on Little M. You can go to littlemshop.com. That's littlemshop.com. All orders are 20% off until further notice when you use the code HOMEBODY at checkout. And as always, there's free shipping when you spend $10 or more. If you're missing your friends, let them know by sending them something that you get from Little M. They have lots of low-priced items that are both fun and useful. They got air fresheners to freshen up not only your car, but any space you own. And I know a lot of you guys have some smelly homes and cars right now. You got hand-painted journals to document this super crazy time, prints to decorate your new home office, and stickers to give your kids to shut them the fuck up. littlemshop.com. That's littlemshop.com. 20% off when you use the code HOMEBODY and free shipping on orders of $10 or more. littlemshop.com. That's littlemshop.com. And they are our sponsors of our Not Cool segment this week.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
So basically, guys, not cool is just, it's something that happens to you throughout, I guess, like, so you guys can go way back, but like with us, it's every week, something that just makes you say, hey, man, that's not cool. Like, if you stub your toe getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that's not cool. If you get stabbed, that's also not cool. Like, you know, it's like, it varies. It varies. But just like, I'll go first and I'll give you guys some. Mine's not really that great, but something that's not cool for me this week, if you guys want to think up yours. Mine is when you're getting really into a TV show and you don't like have enough episodes of it, like you catch up on a show you just binge and like, fuck, I gotta wait. Like I just have been watching Lil Dicky's new show on FX.
Dude, I watched that whole season yesterday because I saw you talk about that.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
I literally binged it all yesterday morning.
And like, there's only one episode left in the season, and I'm like, fuck, like there's only one season. I hate this. It just sucks when, and like I'm stuck at home right now, but it's like I just want more of that. Like give me 4 seasons of that I can binge right now. But it's a really stupid not cool, but that's my not cool. Like I just got caught up on.
Yeah, that's not cool as fuck.
Like I'm a Better Call Saul fan, and I know that the new season just finished, so like I'm gonna binge that. But it's like then I'm gonna want to wait for the final season or whatever. And yeah, like Lil Dicky's new show, Dave. If you haven't checked it out, go check that out. But it sucks that like there's only one season. So that's my not cool.
Yeah. There's a couple shows I'm sitting on right now waiting until like I'm letting new stuff roll out, you know, and like Ozark season 3 and Westworld season 3. I'm gonna wait until I have nothing left because I don't know.
That's just
the second season of both of those shows was rough. So I'm kind of just like, like everybody says it's good, but like
Ozark season 3 is
so
fucking right up there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I've got a not cool. Zach,
okay.
You got one?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still thinking.
Okay, so we went out to the first time like I really got to do anything other than go to HEB since this whole quarantine thing started. We went to Guadalupe River State Park, I think, last Monday because they reopened state parks and whatnot. And we went to like a deserted area, so we weren't like around a bunch of people or anything. We are taking this pretty seriously, but so we hadn't been there before, the place we went to, right? And we didn't know like how far we had to go or whatever. And so we finally found it. We had to drive through like a bunch of private properties to get there, and it was real sketchy. And then we had to walk like about 2 miles in from the parking to get to the spot. And as while we were walking out there, I was carrying like one of those ice chest bags over my shoulder, and then a backpack on my back, and then 2 other bags full of shit in my hands. And I guess I stepped on a big ass rock or something, and I rolled my ankle and fell and fucked up both my knees. So I've been, I'm a little clumsy. Yeah, no, I've been kind of immobile this week. I'm feeling better now, but both my knees are still a little tight. So I guess now's a good time to get hurt, though, if I'm gonna get hurt, you know.
Yeah, you can rest up actually.
Where you can't go anywhere.
Right.
That does suck. That's a good not cool. It's a good not. I mean, it's a bad not cool, but it's a good one to use for this segment.
Right. Yeah.
What about you, Zach?
Okay, so I've got 2. So if you inject Lysol, that's not cool.
No, I think that's cool though. Like it is cool because like we wipe, like you thin the herd.
Yeah, I guess.
Like if you're gonna inject Lysol, do it. That's fine, dude. Like
Darwinism.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta let these people sort themselves out. Like, I think the seatbelt thing is the same way. It's like with seatbelt rules, like, yo, bro, like, if I don't want to wear a seatbelt, I'm flying out of that car. Like, that's my fault. Let me be that way. Like, that's me. Like, I wear a seatbelt, but, like, if people don't want to wear a seatbelt, like, don't make them. Like, it's survival of the fittest at some point, you know? Like, are you taking the precautions?
Yeah, fair enough. I remember, like, towards the beginning of this stuff, I was in a 7-Eleven or something getting beer, and this dude was standing in line behind us and came up and was like, "Hey, bro, you believe in this shit? Like, do you think this is real?" And I was like, "What? Like, no. Like, what the fuck? How could this not be real? Is this like a government conspiracy?"
Right.
And then, you know, a week ago, I actually
It's the
did see, like, a
5G
CNN
towers, buddy.
yeah, I saw a CNN thing saying I never saw anything about it again, so it had to have been some bullshit, but talking about how there was a theory that this whole thing actually did start in like a lab in China. But it's like, it doesn't, it doesn't matter. Just take the fucking precautions. If you don't want to, then you're going to probably die. Yeah, exactly.
I'm anti-dying, so I'm going to just listen. And it's like, yeah, like I like people are freaking out like it was the flu. Like I understand. And I understand it sucks that you got to shut shit down, but it's like, this is like, just fucking abide. If everybody just abided and chilled the fuck out for 4 weeks, we would have already had this thing taken care of. But everybody's like, no, I'm going to go do this. No, I'm going out and I'm hanging out and I'm going to protest. And I'm going to,
but like you said, natural selection, you know, if they go out and die, then that's not necessarily our fault.
Yeah, but they can affect enough people.
It ruins it for us, though.
Yeah, true.
Because now we got to stay inside
for control.
Just follow the rules, guys, and we'll get through this quickly. But nobody.
So I'm that asshole going out to that.
No, you're like if you're trying to
knees.
keep your distance. There's people like at my pool right now as we're recording this. There's like 12 people in my pool. Like nobody, like they're all just in like a fucking Corona soup right now, just hanging out. Like, oh hey, we're not keeping 6 feet or any of that shit. It's like, yeah, thanks guys, that's fun.
Damn.
I don't know. Some of it bothers the fuck out of me. Like the face mask thing, it's funny that people are just like, I'm not gonna wear a face mask. You're like, just do. Like it doesn't like.
It's like cis white men saying like, don't tell me what to do with my body. It's fucking.
Look,
ironic.
buddy, my government can't tell me how to live, bud. If I don't want it, it's like just. But like, what if you had it and didn't know you had it? Then what if you spread it to 30 other? Like just play by the rules, man.
Yep.
And I'm not getting on a fucking rant. I'm sorry.
No, okay. I mean, you're right. My parents live on Lake Conroe. My mom sends me a picture of the little cove they live on every day, and it's just full of fucking kids. Like it's been spring break for the last 2 months. You know, they're all just chilling out on their little paddle boards and tubes and shit. I imagine the whole lake's probably like that or everywhere. Yeah. You know.
But if you're on a boat, I guess like if you get on a boat and shit, like at least you're like.
Well, if you're with your family, yeah. But like, there's literally kids coming from all the houses.
Oh
like,
hanging out,
chilling out in the water and shit, and jumping off the bridge together and. You know, probably sharing drinks and all kinds of dumb shit.
It's like, I don't know how serious it all. Like, I mean, it's serious obviously because people are dying. There's a lot of people dying, right. But it's like I don't like how all the social distancing work. But it's like I'm just gonna play by the rules and just hope that I don't fucking cause anybody else to get it. Like we've had people where I work and stuff had it, and it's like okay, like people close to me have had it, so I'm cool. I'm just gonna be cool. I'm not trying to spread. I'll wear a face mask if they ask me to wear a face mask. I'm not gonna try. This isn't the hill I'm gonna die on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I finally got a cool, stylish face mask to wear. So if I wear one in public, I'm chilling.
Dude, I got an altitude training mask, so it's like my lungs are stronger than the coronavirus. That way, when it tries to get me, it's like, no, I've been training for this.
Dude, that's one awesome. Of the
Corona from 10,000 feet.
The moms from one of our students made us like AC/DC face masks.
Oh, that's sick. That's tight. Cool. I like that.
So.
I like
that. Strapped.
Nice.
Okay, so Kyle, did you have a not cool? Or you just went through this? Zach just went. We just did not cool, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we both.
Yeah.
We got lost. I got lost in the discussion, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna do another one.
You had another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Start
rail them off, bro.
Some controversy. If you put the toilet paper roll where like under, that's not cool.
Dude, my girlfriend's that way.
He starts whispering.
She's right in the other room. It's like you put the toilet paper the wrong way.
It's not cool.
Because you're a weirdo.
It's over.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
Over or nothing.
Right. It's like why? How is it easier? How is it easier to have to reach under?
Yeah.
When it's like it's there.
Do they like slap it up and like let it fall down and then grab it out from under?
Dude, I don't know.
How does that work?
Like I don't know.
You got to mess with the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah, no, it
and
doesn't
what if
make
it's
any
got
sense.
one of those like spongy walls where it can kind of like rip the paper? It's like I don't want. That's just too much to worry about at that
Yeah,
point.
see, that's not even controversy. Starting controversy is what's not cool is the people who,
I like
whenever
this.
the toilet paper runs out, just sets the new fucking roll on the counter and doesn't even put it on the shit. That drives me crazy.
Same.
Okay, I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. You know what? I just while we were in shit, like I didn't realize that like people like didn't stand up to wipe. Like people just like do that shit on the toilet. And it's like,
Ew.
That's
How?
funny. That's funny. Me
how?
and Kyle
Wait.
had this conversation.
Okay, so
Like
I
I
had a
was, it was
revelation
like
about that
2
a
years ago
couple
when I
years
found that
ago.
out. I was like, wait, what? You don't stand up to?
Hold on. I wonder if you and maybe me and you had this conversation like a long time ago whenever we met. I feel like maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that was an icebreaker conversation.
And I have weird conversations.
No, I literally, me and like Zach said, I had that same revelation like 2 years ago or so now, and I totally know why I didn't understand that, but it totally makes sense to not stand up to wipe. I think it's fucking weird to stand up and wipe now that I understand.
Now that you get it,
Yeah, so you stand up to wipe?
yeah. Like I don't like stand straight up. It's like you gotta like have like a squat kind of motion. Like it's weird to like, you know, like there's water down there with shit in it. Like I don't want to risk that. I don't know. People are like, well, how deep is your? I don't know. Maybe I'm
Gotta
the
get
weird
a
one.
little more, get a little
Yeah, I mean,
extra
you
distance.
just do the little forward rock, you know, just get a little bit off there, and then that's all you need.
I don't know. I've been trying to get a bidet. The girlfriend won't let me get a bidet. I was like, well, everybody's worrying about toilet paper. Like, let's just fucking go that way.
Get one on Amazon. It'll come in 2 months now, yeah.
Dude, that is crazy on Amazon where you're like, oh, I don't want it in June.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, so that was our not cool segment. That was a good not cool segment. And then you guys threw a couple extra ones in there, created a little controversy. That's great. That's what we need.
I aim
here.
to please.
All right, we got one final segment for you guys, and then I'll let y'all go. This is our answers segment. So when I was in 4th grade, I was told that there's no such thing as a stupid question. I was like, cool, I got a question. Raised my hand. Don't remember what I asked, but I got laughed at because I thought my question was stupid. I was like, I was told there was no such thing, but okay. And I vowed that I would honor that saying at one point, and I never got put in charge of anything, but I started a podcast, so it's sort of like I appointed myself podcast king of this podcast. And so I was like, I'm gonna tell you to send us your questions if it's a high thought, if it's a thought you get in the shower where I get my best ideas. If it's something you see on a billboard, you see online, you're just like, I wonder what the guys at Pass the Gravy would have to say about that. Hit us up at Pass the Gravy Pod. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. You can also email them to us, answers at passthegravypod.com, and we'll get to the bottom of them. I'm also at Alex J. Middleton, and at Highdive Music is where you can follow Highdive on all social media platforms. And then here we go. This is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
The first question we got on this podcast episode is from Ryan Reed, who emailed in and says, what is the most underappreciated body part? I don't know, like, is underappreciated mean like it gets the least amount of attention, or like
but deserves more? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd have to say one of the toes.
The toes?
One of your toes.
I feel like your big toe like seems like it has more meaning than it like we give it.
Yeah, it just
like-
gets overlooked.
I feel like our thumb. I feel like we underappreciate our thumb though.
No, I was, because that was where my brain went as soon as he said toe. I was like, big toe, yeah, but thumb we use the shit out of. Big
Yeah,
toe.
But we
doesn't
don't.
get
Do we
much use.
appreciate that we use it?
You're talking
I
to
do.
2 guitar players, man.
every
True.
day? Oh yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't appreciate mine enough.
I mean,
It's
go
like,
and try to
My
try
dog
to open
can't do anything.
Exactly, and I'm
Has
around
no
dogs all the
thumbs.
time too, so it makes me realize how important it is that I have a thumb.
We always make fun of my dog. Like, ha, maybe if you had thumbs.
You could open this Coke
Dog's-
bottle. You
Yeah,
piece of
dog's
shit.
like, what the fuck? I hate
Yeah.
Actually, my dog doesn't talk back to me. It's my dog. I don't know what kind of dog you think I have. It doesn't talk.
Oh, my dogs talk. My girlfriend's dogs talk.
Spanish. They talk Spanish though, which is weird because he doesn't speak Spanish.
True.
So when you think your toe, your big toe, maybe?
For sure.
Yeah, that's not where I went at first, but I think that, like you said, it seems like there's a bigger meaning to your toes, and they just don't really get
Imagine
used, other than like balance. But my toes don't do that for me because I apparently have terrible fucking balance. I can't stand up without falling.
You twist your ankle just doing it.
Yeah. So my big toes are definitely meant for something else.
Because like anytime you're like, if you had to cut off a body part, what would it be? And everybody's like, I don't know, probably my pinky toe. And like, then there's always the doctors like, well, actually, you need that to stabilize your balance because of this, it would throw you out. Like, you're like, yeah, but still, I'd probably cut off my baby toe because like that's the one that I think I could cover up the most. I could just wear shoes a lot or socks, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, realistically, the pinky is less needed than if we're going the opposite spectrum because, like they said, the pinky toe, you need
ability.
Yeah, but you could do it without the pinky the same, no?
That'd be so weird. It'd be like a claw.
I mean, I couldn't play guitar as well.
Yeah, I'd have to lose this pinky, not this one.
Yeah. True. Yeah, it's my right pinky.
That's crazy. Like my uncle had like a bow arrow. He had like a bow and arrow thing, and he had an accident where he like lost part of his.
I've heard
finger.
about that a lot, actually. Yeah, it's crazy to think about though. Just that action can do that.
Yeah, just the power behind it. But it's like it's crazy when like you meet somebody that has like only like part of a finger, and it's like, oh, got stuck in a fan or got stuck in doing this, and it's like that's crazy. Like I can't imagine living like with like a half of like a like. But I guess it's better than nothing. So it's like. It's weird being like, oh, I just got a half of a ring finger right here. Just like, sometimes I can't reach these things. So we're gonna go with the toe, like the toe. Big toe is our most underappreciated body part. Yep. I feel like a lot of people, it's armpits. Like people don't realize like deodorant's a necessary thing a lot of times. Like people don't appreciate it. Like, hey, gotta clean this bad boy up every now and then, or it can cause me some trouble.
Yeah. But then again, you could turn it the other way and be like, if you didn't have armpits, then you wouldn't have anything to clean up. So
that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, maybe I'd cut my armpits off.
Let's go big toe. Then you'd lose your arms.
No, just the pits.
Just
it's like
pits.
scalping.
There's no pits.
Scalping, but on your armpits.
Okay. All right. That'll be a new look. This question comes from Josh Treecoddle at Joshua Tree 713, and he says, "Is an echo just an invisible boomerang?" I don't know if you guys know this on our podcast. There's a couple of things we've already determined. They're just facts in life. And it's that if anything you put a handle on is a ladle and anything you throw is a boomerang, whether or not it's a good ladle or a good boomerang, that's up for discussion. But it's those two things. Because like,
the question is
an echo just an invisible boomerang? I mean, you throw it out there, hi, and it comes back and says, hey, like that's a boomerang.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So then the question is, are you throwing an echo whenever you do what you do with an echo? Would you call that?
You could say yes. You could say yes. If I'm shouting is like throwing a sound, basically.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with you, I think.
For sure.
So, see,
I would say yes.
An echo and a visible boomerang.
Pat,
I mean, honestly.
My co-host Pat always hates on the boomerang questions. He's anti-boomerang.
I've listened to a lot of that, and I feel like a bunch of them that y'all talk about and argue about are fucking stupid, but this one actually is kind of good.
Wait, you mean not all of them?
Not all of them. Some of them I've agreed with, but most of the time it's just like, that's dumb as shit. Like,
I just like getting Pat worked up about it. It's like, well, no, if you throw a book, it's a shitty boomerang, but it's a boomerang. It just doesn't come back, dude. What about a brick? No, it's a really bad boomerang, but you can throw it. It's an attempt. The Wright brothers had a lot of like attempts before they could make planes, you know? True. Not all of them flew, but they were still planes. They were just bad planes.
If you throw a plane, then it's a boomerang?
If you throw, it depends on what kind of plane, because you know those ones that like kids build that you throw and sometimes it loops back. That's a boomerang.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're right. Shit. Yeah, I would call an echo a boomerang.
An echo is 100% a boomerang, and I don't think anybody can argue that. So yeah, good question, Josh Tree. All right, this is Luke Soren. Luke Soren hit us up with 2 questions, and normally I'll just take one each episode, but they were both about the same thing, and I don't know what was going on in his mind. But hey, Luke, we're gonna ask both of your questions. He says, "Are we sure that it's the river that's being lazy?" Like lazy rivers, I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm just thinking.
Because it's like they have to have like, I don't know. Don't they have like pumps that are powering it, which is why it goes around?
That's what I'm saying. So they're not being lazy. The river's working mechanically. We're the lazy ones.
Yeah.
We get in the river to be lazy.
Right. Because that's where we use drink.
I think there's levels to it. Because like, you're definitely lazy on the river, you know? But
we're
talking
about
we
specifically
giving
like
the laziness to the river?
Lazy rivers, right? Are we talking about specifically man-made rivers?
Oh, we're talking
man-made lazy rivers.
Yeah, all of them are up for discussion, dude. I don't fucking know. This is a question that I have no understanding of it. No, I would assume he's meaning lazy rivers.
Yeah, I would say
rivers aren't usually lazy. Lazy rivers, like I think, are mostly man-made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like a water park.
They're moving slow.
Yeah, true.
They're taking
yeah, no,
their
I would-
time.
I
If
would
they're
say
not
the
doing
lazy
any
river's
work-
not lazy.
Is it not doing any work though? Because if you turn a lazy river off, it's just standing water. Then you got to turn that bad boy on. So is it really just relying upon like robots to work?
Robots are little people behind the walls underground.
Maybe mice on a wheel. I don't know. I don't know how old these
Yeah,
systems
minimal
are.
work. That's what they do with that lab test energy. I think that it's us that is lazy.
I would say it's typically us because the water takes a lot of abuse. I feel like in those lazy rivers, nobody's getting out of there to go piss. Like that water is like it was a foot taller when I got out than when I got in. I wonder what that's from.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Luke also follows this up. He had lazy rivers on his mind apparently because he said lazy rivers, license to chill or license to spill. I don't know if he means fall out of like an inner tube. Does he mean maybe piss? Like you're pissing in a lazy river?
Yeah, I think it's all those things. Piss, spill a drink.
Well, we got to pick two. License to chill. Or
Fall in.
I like I like the idea of like a water park advertising, like come to our lazy river and get a license to chill. Like this summer, your license to chill is in the Schlitterbahn Lazy River.
I mean, that's a better like business slogan for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. License to spill. It's like, hey, come, people piss here. Like,
I mean, I think that's known. It's like a unspoken.
Yeah,
fact,
like you're never like nobody's gonna piss in this pool when I go to this pool party. You're like, you have kids.
Did you guys did any of y'all ever have that friend growing up who would like get out of pools to pee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They wore a shirt.
Okay,
in the pool
maybe I'm
too.
weird.
And they wore a shirt
they
in
would-
the pool.
I wore a shirt in the pool because I was fat as fuck and really insecure. So fuck you.
They would let everybody know too.
It was always the kid in the
Like,
shirt
oh.
though that got up to go, hey, yeah, they did tell everybody. Like they stopped
Yeah.
you. Like, I know you
They
might have been
sure.
underwater, but just FYI, I'm going to pee.
They were
Okay, I don't
proud
give
of
a
it.
fuck.
I'm a good person.
I
Yeah.
peed 3 times in here already, man. It's fine. There's chlorine.
Yeah, you drank my piss already, bro. It's not you're not helping yourself.
But then there was like, did you ever have anybody that said they got sick from like somebody peeing in the pool? I remember I had a friend whose sister they said was like from that, and I was like, I don't know if I believe this, but your mom seems pretty into it. And then there's always the rumor that there was like the red or blue dye or
That's
whatever.
another thing. I remember a couple times where I was in a pool for the first time, and I was like, shit, is that gonna happen? Like, is this pool
Because it
gonna
was
turn
always
red?
like,
As
I
soon as
was
start
here and they
peeing?
had that, and you're like, no way, that's not real.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think that's real ever. I really don't think it's ever real. Because like
I've never
I don't
seen
believe anybody. Yeah, I've been to a lot of pools. Not to brag, I've been to a bunch. I'm a guy that's been to some pools. Okay, I'm a pool connoisseur. If you know what I'm saying. And I've never seen that stuff, but that would be pretty funny. And like, I love when people are at like pool bars. Like if you go to like a resort or anything, and it's like, dude, do you have a bar stool there? Obviously, there's people just pissing all in that. Just throw a shit ton of chlorine.
Oh,
We're
of
good.
course.
So
Yeah.
I think license to chill is better than license to spill, but we know you get a license to both. You get a license to both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm on the same page.
So that was Luke asking us 2 lazy river questions. Did you guys expect lazy river questions? Did you prepare for those?
Absolutely
coming into this?
not.
Okay.
No, but hey, I'll take them.
Yeah, lazy river sounds nice right now.
It does. I wish that'd be awesome to get like hang around people in real life. We should do like a Zoom lazy river where we all just are like in our bathtub. We're all just like drinking like a float. Like, yeah, it's a second lazy river. We're not really doing anything. Okay. Our next question comes from Jingle Blake Wonder at the Sexy Bananas on Twitter. He says, how many calendar days back could your mama slap you?
Ooh.
I guess because like I always heard the slap you in the next week. So like 7 days.
Yeah. I guess I'm an asshole. I love my mom to death. She's like the best
Me
person
too.
on earth. But whenever you said that question,
We're pro moms on this podcast.
My mind immediately went to whenever my mom would spank me when I was a kid, and I would have to pretend like it hurt. So
oh, you're the badass.
so
Like,
I
I don't feel
think-
pain.
I mean, she just didn't spank me hard. I don't know. Maybe she could, but anytime she's ever physically hit me, it did not hurt. So I don't think she could slap me out of today.
Was she? Did she give you like just hand spankings? Or were
Yeah,
you like
my
a
dad
paddle
had the
family? We were a
paddle.
paddle family.
Oh, my dad had the paddle and the switch and all that shit. I would have to go sneak into his closet, and hide it and find it and then hide it from him.
That was
Because if he got that shit out, it was hurting.
Dude, yeah, like that was like one of those alpha moves the dad put in where like I would have to go get the paddle to get like it was like, fuck. I know I
Yeah.
fucked up now. And because my cousins had the belt, and then I knew friends that had a wooden spoon, and it's always interesting. It's like, what did you get hit
Ooh.
with as a child growing up?
Yep, that sounds like my childhood.
What was
We
yours?
had-
Was
he had, like,
your
a-
paddle, Zach?
No, so like my dad was belt. So you heard
belt
that
sounds like the worst though.
like,
Yeah,
and he wouldn't even tell you. He wouldn't even tell you. You would just hear the sound, and you'd be like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, you just associate
It's so
that
weird
with pain.
thinking back on that now.
But then
it's
my
like,
mom
it's sounds
was
like a movie.
definitely the wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon, like I feel like that's the sneaky worst one. Like the belt sounds like the scariest. Paddle, I feel like it's just like, okay, it's not ever gonna be fun with a paddle or any of them, but it's like the wooden spoon. I think like, you can get a lot of speed behind that.
Yeah, let's just say this. Like I got hit with the belt on, a few times. I got hit with that wooden spoon once.
Okay.
Because the next time I saw it, you couldn't catch me.
Yeah.
You're never
I was
happening.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, ours was it was like an old school ping pong paddle, I think. It was like a wooden ping pong paddle. Or I guess all ping pong paddles are wooden, but it didn't have like any
Not
rubber
all
shit on
do.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Fair enough. But he made me watch him fucking drill holes in it.
So he could get
So
speed
it
on
was
it.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
That's
when he hit
brutal.
me with it, I had like a circle with a bunch of little dots on my ass.
My
Damn.
friend's dad had that. He drilled holes in his too, and I was like, I didn't even think. Like, as a kid, you don't realize it, but as you get older, you're like, fuck, that was getting some speed. That allowed it to have some speed on that bad boy.
He learned that from all the I don't know if y'all did fucking Boy Scouts. I was in Boy Scouts for a while. when
I
was
did
a
until
kid.
the knots.
But the
I
whole-
couldn't do knots.
I don't even know what that is. I didn't last very long. I did it for like 2 or 3 years in elementary school. But
I remember my dad giving me
what was
the
it
okay to
called
quit.
when you make the little cars? What was that thing
The
called?
Pinewood Derby.
Pinewood Derby, exactly. Yeah. So he learned from the Pinewood Derby. You got to do the little shavings and shit. That was totally a dad thing. Like
That was
feel like I
big-
just would
my
go
dad
outside.
was all about that. I got some weights. I went to the store, got some weights at the
Yeah.
fishing store. We cut some
Yep,
holes.
exactly.
It'll weigh in at the perfect weight. Like
I have a
dads knew how to
friend
make weight.
now Oh, exactly. Yeah, I have a friend who's got a kid that age now, and he talks about that shit like it's the most fun thing on earth. It's very laughable.
It's either like your favorite thing in the world, and that's like because like people that are like Eagle Scouts, like it's like I trust them more than anybody because like you fucking if the shit hits the fan, you
Why?
kind of know like how, I don't know. They could win Survivor.
They know how to tie a knot. What
They
the
could win
fuck?
Survivor. They can use flint to start a fire, dude. I
I
can't
guess,
do that.
yeah, shit.
I don't know. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know. It just sounds
like-
cool if somebody's an Eagle Scout. Like I respect them, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they
I
put
re-
in work for sure.
I remember my dad had I wanted to quit Boy Scouts. I was like, I don't want to go to these meetings. I'm not really friends with anybody
Yeah.
in school. And then we
Was
had
it a God thing? Was there like a
big
God element
thing.
to it?
There was a big God thing.
It
yeah.
was. Okay, I couldn't remember.
I think there was. I want to remember. Like, I know that
Seems
I
like
know
it
that
was,
my
yeah.
my like leader guy was like a religious guy. So we
Yeah.
did talk about God and stuff. So I think so. Or he was just I don't know, maybe he just broke the rules. But I remember we had like a camping trip we were supposed to go on, and I lived in Georgia, and I think we were gonna go like Stone Mountain Park or whatever it was. And
Oh, holy shit! I've been there. That place is it's tight.
well, yeah, we were kind of excited. It's like that'll be fun, whatever.
Dope and tight.
And then they like canceled it. Like it's diet. Did you say diet?
I said taupe.
Taupe
Taupe.
is better. Taupe is better.
That's
That's the new
taupe.
thing. It's taupe, dude.
Yeah.
That's taupe, bro. That shit's taupe. No, but we were supposed to go to like Stone Mountain Park and do this whole like oh, we're gonna take tents and get your own tent and you can bring your dad and like you're gonna hang out there. And I was in like second, third grade maybe, and I was like, that'll be cool. All right, cool. Like this is fun. And like we were gonna do that, and then like that week they're like, actually something's happening. We're just gonna camp out in our backyard. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
what the fuck is this?
That
And my
sucks.
dad was like, okay. I was gonna go with you on that, but like, all right, I'll just play into it. And like, my dad was the dad that was like, you could tell like now looking back, he's probably this is fucking bullshit. Fuck this. Like, I am not roasting marshmallows in the guy's fucking backyard. And like, I remember the sun came up the next morning. And he was like, hey, Alex, get up, let's go. And like, we didn't say bye to anybody. We just
How'd you
fucking
go?
left. And then like, he like let me quit the next week. And I was like, fuck yeah, Dad,
Nice.
let's go. I sucked at tying knots, and I fucking hate this camping shit. Yeah, I'm about that.
Yeah,
Eamon
I dug the
Frawley was the
camping.
kid's house we stayed at. Fuck that. Fuck that shit, Eamon Frawley.
Yeah, I liked the camping, but I feel like we would always just I would have like a buddy and we just sneak away and do our own shit, like build a fucking fort in the woods or something, you know.
Yeah.
I went on a bunch of those camping trips, but never actually like participated in any of the stuff.
I did like church. Did you ever do church camps and stuff? Like I did that. And
Yeah, like summer
Yeah.
camps for sure.
yeah, like where you'd like not to brag, but like you get with a chick and you're like making out with her, and then like you'd hear people coming, so you pretend you're praying, and it's like I'm going to hell right now, like I'm done.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have that memory, but I do.
we
have
had a
church
Camp
camp
Kingsland.
memories.
Camp Kingsland. Shout out to Camp Kingsland Baptist Church
Nice.
or whatever. That was weird. But yeah, that was a question I think from slapping your mama. I believe it was from. So I would say your mom could slap you like 7 days back, and then and then it turned into like getting disciplined, I guess, instead of that.
Right.
Did y'all ever have the mouth washed out with soap thing?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nope.
I had that, and I would try to like verbally make my mom feel like an asshole for putting soap in my mouth because I was a piece of shit. I would like try to convince her that she was going to get me sick, and I don't know. I was that kid who thought I knew.
Try and talk
I
your
guess
way
I'm
out
still,
of it.
I was
I'm
that
still
kid
that
too.
kid who like thought that I knew how everything worked. I'm still that way, I guess. But
I remember
like,
getting to
you
an age
realize,
to be like,
you're
I'm so
gonna get me
sorry.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm
Like,
sorry.
how
I
are
had
you
to
gonna
deal
feel
with
when
me.
I'm throwing up all over you?
Pet, pet. Okay. So yeah, I would say about a week back, Blake. Our final question is from Cassie J, the Squatch God, and we don't know why she's a Squatch God, but she writes this in sometimes. And she says, how much time needs to pass before grave robbing is considered archaeology?
Ooh,
That's a
there's
solid
probably
question.
like a real answer to that, don't you think?
But I think like grave robbing is any place where you find bones a grave. Like dinosaurs just died. Like dinosaurs just dropped.
Yeah,
know?
that's true. I guess you're right. But then
Yeah.
again, like they like archaeology is digging up the tombs
Egypt,
of
yeah.
mummies and shit. So that's still graves. It's just tombs. It's like fancy graves.
At least 1,000 years,
don't know.
right?
Yeah. What, like
I guess.
millennia?
You gotta be in 4
Yeah,
digits.
maybe
You gotta
like-
be in 4 digits at least.
Yeah,
like
for
enough
sure.
time. See, I
'Cause
would
it's
say
weird if it
less.
was, like,
I'd say
10
like enough
years.
time for like 4 or 5 generations of that person's family to be done. So like as long as the living, spawn or whatever, like what's the opposite
Yeah.
of ancestors? Like someone's great
Pancestors.
grandchildren.
I don't know.
Is that a word?
I don't think
Pancestors.
so.
Okay,
I
let's
just
go
made
with
it
that.
up. I just
Taupe.
made it up,
So
but we're
as long
going with
as-
it. It's taupe, dude.
As long as their pancestors are,
No,
are enough
run with that.
generations away to not know who that person was, then I think that's cool. So maybe like 5 generations. So that's only like what 200 years or some shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a
I'm not
longer.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
if my great grandpa got dug up, I would not know and I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I would care, but it's like weird when like if you hear something, it's like they had to exhume the body, and I know that word because my girlfriend watches all the wife murders husband shows, and it's like
Yeah.
that's like we had to exhume the
junkies.
body to test it for this. It's like that's weird as shit. Being like, oh yeah, well my dead husband had to get dug up and like they had to run shit. Like that's weird to me. So like that, like it's definitely 5 generations maybe. I don't care as much, so that's a good one. But I think it's got to have 4 digits. It's got to be 4 digits
sure.
in years,
Time
1,000
sake.
years
Cool.
at least.
At
to be
at
like-
least
Okay.
1,000 years.
And like you have to like, I don't know, you have to like claim that you're doing something historic, right? Like you can't just go in and like look at like, just like a random person's like grave and be like, hey, I'm gonna go check this
Yeah.
to see if they got diamonds
That's
on
what
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I guess you're
that's
right.
what I was
'cause
saying
you can't really
about
think about
Kyle.
it here.
Like
What's
you were
up?
saying, like 5 generations.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you were to say archaeology, that's for knowledge. Like you're trying to like find out some things.
Like
Yeah.
5
dinosaurs.
generations, you
or
probably already
the-
know.
Yeah, the
True,
pyramids.
You know,
Yeah. It was so I mean like here you can't even there's nothing here that's 1,000 years old, right, in the States. But I guess like if you went to like a fucking graveyard in Europe, there's probably like actually somewhat of a form
The
of a
catacombs.
graveyard, right, with like
The catacombs. Of
Yeah,
Venice.
exactly.
Catacombs.
so
Yeah.
can you go in the catacombs and fucking pull out bodies? Like
I don't think
would
so.
would they be cool with that?
They just
Yeah.
have skulls though, don't they? Don't like I think it's like lined with skulls, isn't it? Or they have
Oh
them,
yeah,
like-
I mean I've seen pictures. I didn't know if there was actually like like graves or tombs or anything of like
I don't
bodies. and
know.
shit in
I've
there,
never
too.
been to France, so I have no clue.
Yeah.
I read it.
I've seen
I read
pictures.
half a Wikipedia article, and I'm pretty sure I
go.
got all I needed.
You're an expert now.
Yeah.
I'm able to go on Jeopardy with this information right now. But yeah, I think like you got to be doing something scientifically, which that's not really a time period, but like Yeah, it's got to be a significant amount. Like.
So then as long as you need, as long time as it takes to figure out a good reason to do it, basically, right?
Yeah, because like if you wanted to, like, was it there like Al Capone's tomb had apparently something like Al Capone's vault they were trying to break into and they didn't find anything, and I don't know. I think
I don't know.
I don't know. I think if we're talking time wise, it's got to be at least 1,000 years, all right? Before I'm gonna be like, hey man, that's not weird a little bit, you know? Like even if you have a reason, it's like it's still kind of weird. You're digging up somebody. It's not even like it's 998 years.
So
dead.
why do people grave rob? Like, what's the purpose of that? Like to put the fucking bones on your like anatomy shelf in your house?
I think to get stuff like because a lot of times somebody will be buried with like a wedding ring or like somebody like, hey, here's
jewelry.
Like your wife will leave a ring or whatever, and it's like then I'll break in, then I get that, and then I can pawn it, and like it's like you're the worst person if you're a fucking grave robber.
1,000-year-old ring, yeah.
Right. Or I guess like I don't know, like people probably now like they probably have some bling. I saw something like I'm not to like get on the tombs again, but like I saw something like that like they would just have their like wives be like buried with them, and it's like your wife could be alive. They're like, we're just gonna seal you in this tomb forever. See ya. Wait, but what do I eat? And then that would just I don't know. That was weird to me. That was a weird fact. Like you could just but I love my wife and I want her to be with me when I'm dead. Even if I'm dead, she has to die along with me. It's like that was probably a miserable rest of your life.
Yeah.
So that was I'm sorry if that felt weird, but that was a fun segment. I thought that was.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was good.
Shout out Cassie J, the Squatch God. That we got into a lot of discussions there. All right, we usually end each podcast with an acoustic version of a rap song. Now you will be the first person that actually is playing the rap song from. Like this is like a live version for me of the rap song. So if you wanna play us out, you wanna tee it up or anything?
Yeah, I mean I could do that.
Yeah.
Can I just surprise them or what?
Do you want to talk about like what you're gonna you want to tell us? If you want to surprise it, it's up to you.
Yeah, let's keep it a surprise.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, pass the gravy, bitches. This is Kyle from Highdive. Listen to Highdive everywhere you can listen to music. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Kyle. You guys have been awesome. This has been so much fun. And then follow them on every social media platform. Let them know Pass the Gravy sent you at Highdive Music, highdiveband.com. Go listen to them. They got a new single, Castle Hill, coming out May 8th. And follow those boys on social media. These guys are going to take off. Hop on with us on the gravy train and tell Highdive that they're the fucking dopest. Here we go. We got Kyle Tomchek.
Royalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Smoking quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. Oh, wait, way off. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, low, ambition, low inside my DNA. I was born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, form like this. It was Yeshua's new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate. And on your fucking head, I'm so off pitch. Let's put the kids to bed, that's this. I got realness, I got real shit, cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got rich, built in my DNA. I got dark and I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got some heart inside my DNA. I just win again, then win again, like Wimbledon I serve. Yeah, that's him again, that sound, that engine in is like a bird. You see fireworks and Corvette tires skirt along the boulevard. I know how you work, I know just who you are. See, fuse a bitch. Your hormones probably switch inside your DNA. Problem is, all that sucker shit inside your DNA. That daddy probably switched that heresy inside your DNA. Backbone don't exist, born on the side of the jellyfish. I can see my pedigree, most definitely don't tolerate the front.
Shit I've been through, probably a venue. This is Paula's oldest son. I know murder, conviction, burners, boosters, burglars, ballers, dead, redemption, scholars, fathers, dead with kids. And I wish that I was fed forgiveness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Soldier's DNA, born inside the beast. Expertise check out the second day when I was 9. On some motel, we have nowhere to stay. And at 29, I've done so well, regardless of my mistake. Now I'm gonna shine like I'm supposed to. Anti-social excellent, mean the extra word. Abstinence with the book. Just in business stuff I learned. Not to the record, I'm leaving space. The reason my powers here on earth. Believe the truth, prophets say. I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty inside my DNA.
Haha, maybe if you had thumbs.